Hey everybody, so in this video, let's talk about the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe in California Adventure. Does it fit thematically? Should Disney be building Marvel attractions in DCA? Now, I want to go over with you why I believe the MCU is a good fit for California Adventure. And again, look, I might be in the minority here. A lot of you might disagree with me, and that's 100% okay. But just hear me out, and maybe by the end of the video, you will change your opinion on Marvel at California Adventure. Now, here's the thing. California Adventure, and I've said this in many, many videos, is not supposed to be a literal replica of California. It's supposed to be, it's California themed, right? But it's like, it's kind of seen through a Disney lens, a Disney colored glasses, so to speak. So you're not going to get an exact replica of what you see in California. So a lot of people come to the assumption well, the Avengers are not real, so it doesn't fit in a California-based theme park. And you're totally missing the point here. California Adventure is not meant to be a literal representation of the state. It's supposed to be a Disney version of California. So you've seen it many, many times. Buena Vista Street. It's not a literal representation of Los Angeles. It's kind of like an amalgamation of various decor and what have you. And it's kind of seen through the lens of Walt Disney and his 9 old men, right? Pixar Pier. It's a seaside pier, which is California, but it's not meant to be a literal pier you find on California. It's meant to be more like a general idea, a concept, and it's seen through that lens of Disney, of Pixar. Again, Cars Land. It's very California, car culture, Route 66, but it's seen through that lens of an IP of Pixar Cars. Okay, and I've mentioned this before many, many times, but Marvel is kind of the same thing. And in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, California exists. Okay, it exists. Tony Stark had a house in Malibu. Black Panther, much of that story of Black Panther happens in Oakland, California. Okay, these superheroes exist in our world. A lot of the big battles in the Avengers happen in New York. Okay, so these real live American cities, these real life American states exist in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So it's really, in my opinion, not that much of a stretch to have the backstory, which Disney has stated many times, which is the Avengers want to set up an Avengers training, campus in California. I really don't think that's too much of a stretch. Okay, it really doesn't take that much to really kind of wrap your head around that. These are superheroes that exist in our world. They want to build a campus in California. Okay, it doesn't seem like a stretch to me at all, at all. And here's the thing. I think people really take, I don't know why, but with California Adventure, people really take the theme and they hold Disney to it, to this extremely strict standard that they really don't hold any other park to. When you go over to Disneyland and you're walking down Main Street, which is themed to a turn of the century American street, right? You see window after window after window of modern Disney movies in the windows, Aladdin and what have you, Little Mermaid, in the windows on this turn of the century street, right? You can look up at the marquees. You see Disney Clothiers, name of a store on Main Street. Again, the Disney family didn't own a clothing shop in the 1900s, did they? But it's right there on Main Street. Why? This is what I'm talking about. You can nitpick everything. Okay, if you nitpicked Disneyland as much as you nitpicked DCA, you would find just as many issues. But people don't do that for some reason. California Adventure is a park themed to California. Okay, so Marvel is a brand that exists in our world. California exists in the MCU. It's not a stretch to have a land based on the Avengers in a park themed to California. It just isn't. It's completely, it makes total sense. And I really don't understand this nitpickiness that a lot of fans have when it comes to the theming of California Adventure, that they really don't hold any other Disney park to. You know, like I said earlier, you know, Wakanda, like the story of Black Panther, a lot of it exists in California. Tony Stark, a lot of that story with Iron Man exists in California. It's not a huge stretch to have elements of the MCU here in a California theme park. And that's just my opinion. And I think that the Avengers Campus and the future of the park, which will inevitably include more Marvel stuff, I think it fits really, really well. I'd much rather have Marvel in DCA. I think it makes much more sense in DCA than it does at Disneyland. Much more sense. Okay, it makes much more sense. So I am 100% supportive of that. But I've seen a lot of fans, they really do believe that that the Marvel universe has nothing to do with California, and that cannot be further from the truth. But what do you guys think about the MCU in California Adventure? Do you agree with me that it fits? Do you disagree with me that it doesn't? What are your feelings on it? I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, have a marvelous day. Bye-bye.